Greetings, my name is Dr. Peter Sanchione, Superintendent of the Natick Public Schools. What you are about to view is a documentary concerning the new Natick High School. As you watch the footage and hear the interviews, you will see what a great success this project has been, both in terms of construction, financial benefits, and certainly the educational advantages the new school will offer. As our students enter the school in August of 2012, they will be faced with some of the greatest advantages of any school, of any high school on the entire East Coast. We are now pleased to show you the new Natick High School.
Model school program is an innovative way that for cities and towns as well as the Commonwealth, who are a partner in these large construction projects, to save money. And in fact, the concept behind the model school program, which was designed by and engineered by Mass School Building Authority, is to use existing school plans and to use the best practices of those school plans. And what the benefits of a model school program would be is that it shortens the design time. We were able to choose from between 3 different designs. The building committee made a recommendation to the school committee to accept the AI3 Whitman-Hanson model.
The first thing I want to point out is the old building was opened in 1954. As anyone can remember, the improvements in 1954 were things like solid copper piping and cast iron radiators. And that school at the time was quite state-of-the-art. The new Natick High School we're opening is state-of-the-art for 2012. We have features in the new building no one thought about in 1954. We'll be recovering about 20,000 gallons of rainwater from the roof of the building, bringing it back in, filtering it, disinfecting it, and using it to flush toilets before it finally goes down to the sewer. That's using rainwater twice with no impact on the Natick water supply. We're putting solar arrays on the roof, which we've done to 4 schools on a pilot program in Natick past year. And we'll be able to take about 12 or 15% of the total load of the Natick school building from the sun.
This new high school is going to afford us the opportunity to enhance our programming. And as you'll hear from some of our other teachers, the programming is very exciting here. In addition to our regular course offerings that we have, we're going to be offering some courses that we would not have been able to offer had we stayed in this building. We're changing our programming in phys ed. We will have, more fitness for life. We're getting spin bikes and a lot of different equipment that will allow students to kind of have activities that they've never experienced before and maybe transfer them into their adulthood.
There's a lot of new technologies we're incorporating into the new high school, and I'll start with just outlining some of the classroom technologies. As an example, at the front of each classroom will be an interactive short-throw projector. Short-throw projectors will minimize the shadowing effect, but the nice thing about these projectors, they're also not just standard projectors you hook up to a laptop to display what's on your screen. They're also interactive. So teachers can leave their desktop, move to the front of the room, and with an interactive pen, interact with websites. Think of it like a wireless mouse, and being able to do all kinds of things that they couldn't do without being tied to their desk or their laptop.
We're changing our robotics platform to include an introductory robotics course that we have here, but we're going to expand it into some advanced courses where we're actually going to be able to set up a test field on the floor in our new robotics shop, which is fully equipped with floor standing tools, hand tools, and various hand power tools. It's as industrial as we could make it. It should be quite a shop that will be utilized also by engineering teachers in the science department.
No longer are we going to have mobile televisions rolled into classrooms. The TV system that we have in place, all the cable TV stations, will be selectable via a web page. So teachers will be able to select those and display TV channels, video on demand. We have an exclusive agreement with Discovery Education based on the video system we're integrating So we'll have 10 to 12 terabytes of high-definition video content specifically for educational topics available at the high school level.
We're having a preschool come to the high school. Talking to the students, they're very excited about the opportunity to work with children of preschool age and hopefully offer them a future in educating young children. We're going to be offering more engineering courses. Our courses are going to range from robotics in our science department to digitizing our art department. Our music department is going to be enhanced by a new MIDI lab that we have at the high school. We'll have a lecture hall and a library that is collegiate.
The new high school library, which people may have seen on drawings and in prints that have been distributed, will be a two-story open structure that's about 7,000 square foot. It has 2 teaching stations for student use. It has audio video, it has computer stations, and obviously it has books and librarians. Other changes of the auditorium. Years ago when we designed the high school, everybody had hoped to retain the old auditorium because it seats 1,400 people. It's probably one of the biggest auditoriums in Metro West currently. The new state standards now will only allow you 50% of the student population in the auditorium seating. By going with the model school that we went with, instead of having seating of the range of 600 to 650 students, we have an 800-seat auditorium with full controls, air conditioned, climate control, and very comfortable seating. People that go into the new auditorium will be refreshed from looking at the old one. Even though it's bigger, this one is much more comfortable to sit in and to view the stage and the functions at.
Our sound system will be far superior. We'll also be better able to integrate with current technology so that we'll have plugins for MP3, for iPod. We'll have better recording capabilities in-house right within the auditorium.
On the second floor, we have an IT area. One shop space that I helped design was for Mike Lipson, who will do digital music and video game design. And that shop space is pretty unique and provides him a lot of opportunity to brainstorm with students and use all the computer equipment.
The first class that we're offering next year for the first time is a semester elective for, it's called Engineering Projects. And that class will actually focus on problem-solving skills and using the engineering design cycle. Students will be allowed to apply science concepts to solve a problem. They will use CAD software to design, to draw out their designs, their solutions. And then hopefully we will have a 3D prototype copier that will allow them to make prototypes of their designs and then test and analyze.
On the student side of it for the curriculum, we'll be working with top-of-the-line Adobe products. Right now we're working with Adobe Creative Suite 4, and coming out in a few months is Creative Suite 6, so we're going to jump right up to that. I'm really fortunate for that. Working with other educators from around the world in the Adobe Educator Leaders Group, I know a lot of schools struggle to stay up to date with the software, so I understand how fortunate I am to be able to teach with software that's being used at the professional level.
Unfortunately, Natick did not make the Super Bowl, but they had a great season on the new artificial turf field. The field was replaced artificial turf. Many other sports use it besides football. The school uses it for all their soccer, field hockey. Town leagues use it. And we've found that it's being used probably 4 times the amount that a grass field could be used. Very much what we had found out when we first explored what an artificial turf field how it can service a town. So that's a great improvement.
The most exciting thing, of course, for my program in the new school is the television studio, which will give my students an opportunity to actually work in a real television studio and learn about the equipment, deadlines, writing, the kinds of lighting, how to be directors, how to use a switcher, how to adjust audio, all those things that happen in the actual industry that in this school my students don't have a chance to try because we don't have the equipment or the space to do it.
Another class that we're excited about to offer next year is a green technology class. And this course will look at the alternatives to fossil fuels. And we're going to start right in our own backyard and use the new aspects of the building, such as the solar panels that are on the roof, the recycling of the water in the new heating systems. We're going to look at those in conjunction with other types of alternative energies, solar power, thermal power, water power, so that we can see if we can find some alternate ways to use energy around our community.
We expect to save significant values of heating energy in the new school versus the old school, which of course the efficiencies were very low. When the old school was built in 1954, oil was probably about 25 cents a gallon. And now, as we all know, it's over $3.50 a gallon. So going to gas is going to be a savings in and of itself, and then the high efficiency of the building. With things like triple pane glass, highly insulated walls and ceilings, a PVC roof with double insulation should make it so much more economical to heat the building, even though it's almost the same size as the old building.
I will have television broadcasting classes, but all of my students will be able to use the studio, and I'm also very excited about the opportunities that it provides for other classes. Students who might be having a debate or might want to interview someone from the outside, and they'll be able to use a TV studio for that.
I find myself a lot of the time saying things like, imagine if we had this, or if we had this part we could do this, or if we had this space we could do that. And it's a lot of scenarios that we haven't been able to play out, whereas at the new space with the new equipment, we should be able to do that. So we're pretty excited. Overall, I went for a tour recently, and it's very exciting to see the new school. And I think for our students, it's an excellent opportunity to get more hands-on experience with technology throughout the robotics shop and IT areas. And the kids were super excited when I showed them some footage of the new space. So I think everybody's really charged up for it.
I'm also excited about the school in general. I think the auditorium is going to be great. We have a film festival every year. It'll be fun to put that on in a brand new auditorium. The small presentation room will be a great place to have speakers come, and so we don't have to try to squeeze them in among computers. We can take the kids there and open that up to other students in the school. That's very exciting as well.
The new high school has allowed us to upgrade the use of technology so that students will be doing experiments the way that scientists out in the real world actually do the experiments, not with, outdated or old equipment. So it's really an exciting time for us. Students learning 21st century skills, thinking critically, communicating clearly, problem solving creatively, and working collaboratively, all in a 21st century environment, mixing the technology just as a tool like we would use a balance or a hot plate, which is really exciting for us.
The one-to-one program at Natick High School is probably one of the most exciting aspects of the new high school. Each student, as they enter the school in August, will be issued a laptop computer. And this is through the great research we've put in place over the years of looking at other schools who've done this and the advantages that it does offer. We're educating a population of students that are unlike any population who've ever entered the public school system. These are children who have been using technology since they were 2, 3, 4, 5 years of age. They come to school with expectations about how to receive information, how to use information, and how to create. And it's the wise, it's the smart school district that capitalizes on students who are coming with these needs and wants and blending it with an educational environment. Districts who implement one-to-one successfully has seen advantages in increased student attendance, increased graduation rates, reduction in disciplinary issues, and most importantly, vast increases on standardized test scores and student engagement in their academics. So we're an educational environment. We want our students to do as well as possible, and we believe for those students who are coming into the schools in 2012, 2013, and beyond, that a laptop computer is going to maximize their learning.
We're very excited about the OnetoOne Laptop. The OnetoOne Laptop initiative that we're having here at the high school. It's going to enhance the digital skills that are necessary for our students to be competitive in a global workforce in the future. We've been working on that steadily for 2 years. The teachers are very excited to have another tool that basically is going to open up the world to our students, and they'll have it right at their hands.
And it's been a 3-year process to get students and staff ready to work in a one-to-one environment. First and foremost, looking at our students. At our middle schools, we've put in courses, technological classes, where students were learning iLife and iWork, those suites that are on the Mac that allow students to learn how to take information and create with it and produce with it. Secondarily, and probably most importantly, that our staff has to be familiar how to work and teach in a digital environment. And we've spent the last 3 years providing extensive professional development to all of our teachers.
So the advantage is with the student laptops, the software that they need to do a course like in web design using Photoshop could be remotely installed on student laptops. So when they come into the lab has a big monitor they can plug into rather than another desktop they can plug into. The software is installed on their laptop. The teacher can assign them work to do at home that they couldn't do before that have to be tied to a traditional lab.
So the new Natick High School is going to be a phenomenal technological environment for all our students to work in. And one of the things we made the decision about was to make sure that there was a class of students who walked into that environment who were familiar with working with computers on a one-to-one basis, hence our 8th grade who worked in that environment this year. And we took the same process of spending an extensive amount of time training our teachers to be prepared to work in that environment, also preparing our students to work in that environment. And it's proven to be a great success. If you were ever to speak to any of our 8th grade teachers, they would speak to you about increased student engagement, reduced discipline problems in the classroom. Our 2 middle school principals, after the first 2 quarters of the school year, have reported back that more students made the honor roll in 8th grade this year than they had in 7th grade in a more rigorous curriculum. So we're seeing some educational benefits even after 90 or 100 days, and we anticipate that those results will continue on.
My department's broken up into several groups, and our first group of responders, our help desk staff, we have all certified technicians on staff. So even at our middle school level, when we started our 8th grade one-to-one pilot, we have a certified tech on staff. So we're able to do on-site repairs. We have a card of spare loaners, and we're able to do a lot of diagnostic work. But a couple of the advantages of having an on-site repair person, not only the quick turnaround time, but for warranty repair work, Apple actually pays us to do the repair work. If we do the labor, they credit our account.
With each student having their own laptop, they'll get to have the applications on their computer as well. So not only will they have time in the classroom to kind of discover and explore the applications that I'm teaching them, they'll also be able to apply their skills and new knowledge at home or outside of school time, which is going to be a huge plus for the curriculum and their learning levels.
Wireless will be building wide. There'll be specific areas of the high school that'll be hardwired, but the whole building will be wireless. That's really done to support the one-to-one initiative specifically. This whole building design is really built around a one-to-one design. So there's very few traditional labs in place in the new high school.
Computers and devices and technology is the way of the world now. Anything you need is basically at your fingertips on some kind of device. So I think embracing that in schools, in the curriculum, is just a more natural approach to teach the students and for them to take it in. I mean, when they're exploring on their own at home or free time, it's on some kind of technology device. So I think implementing that into the schools just seems to me like a natural thing to do.
This building has been a wonderful environment for students, but obviously times have changed. And after being in the new building several times and continue to enter the new building and watch it progress and grow, the teachers are very excited, the students are very excited to be in a facility that's going to offer us the capability to move into the 21st century. So I thank everyone for that opportunity, and we'll see you there soon.